When it comes to wristwatches, there's a whole lot of really interesting complications, right? There's a lot of pieces that just have a lot to look at. There's even some watches that have a unique flashiness to them, just straight up eye catchers. But what if I told you the most captivating watch in the world is a small, slim, black dial field watch with no complications at all? You'd call me crazy. It's 1:15 p.m. Let's get down to business. What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. I hope you all enjoyed yourself, and I hope you all got what you wanted. Now, Connie and I took a little trip over to Jolla California, and we stayed by the beach, just admiring the landscape and the wildlife. A whole lot of wildlife. Let's see, we saw some birds. We saw a seagull. I took a picture of the seagull that was not scared of me at all. In fact, he kind of scared me a little bit. We saw sea lions and seals, and they're adorable. They look like plump breakfast sausages. And overall, it was just an incredibly scenic area. We had an absolute blast. It was amazing. If you haven't been to Jolla California, go ahead, treat yourself, go there. But for this trip, okay, I only brought one wristwatch with me, which is really crazy. I usually travel with two watches. I like carrying a daily watch just for every day out and about, putting around. And then I carry a dress watch with me, okay, just in case we go out to dinner or do something, I don't know, a little bit fancy. But again, for this trip, I brought one watch. And the watch I decided to bring was this Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical 38mm field watch. Now guys, when you travel with one watch and only one watch, it really forces you to kind of examine the watch's wearability, the durability, the design, and the function overall. And it's crazy, you know, I've been wearing some form of a Hamilton field watch pretty much throughout my entire life. My first automatic watch was this LL Bean dial Hamilton field watch. I still have it. I gotta replace the movement. I think I might do that in 2019 and make a video for you guys about it. I love that watch. But yeah, I've been wearing a whole lot of Hamilton field watches. But something about wearing this Hamilton Khaki field watch for 4 days straight really allowed me to admire it in a way I haven't before. So the first thing I noticed about this watch was just how comfortable it is. You know, sure, it's 38mm, but it's only 9.5mm thick, which is super thin. It just lays flat on your wrist and doesn't go anywhere. I mean, honestly, I hardly notice that I'm wearing a watch when it's on my wrist, which brings me to the next thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed about this watch was that it really is the quintessential field watch. I mean, honestly, this isn't just a piece that people label as a field watch. This watch actually functions absolutely the way it's supposed to. And I mean, for this trip specifically, Connie and I were kind of navigating narrow passages when we were going along the cove to see the sea lions and the seals and the wildlife, and I wasn't at all worried about bumping this up against a rock or a railing. You know, there was a lot of people kind of packed in together trying to navigate through these little walkways together, and yeah, this was not cumbersome. It wasn't bulky. I wasn't worried about bashing it against something. And again, it's a solid little watch with a sapphire crystal, so even if I did give it a good knock, nothing would really happen. And again, this watch sits so tucked away on your wrist because it's only 9.5mm thick that when I was putting on my bag or taking it off, it wasn't getting hung up. It was literally just functioning like a field watch should function. And I'm sure you guys can relate. There's something special about a product that actually does what it's supposed to. So this Hamilton Khaki field watch, actually a field watch. I love it. So the third thing I noticed about this watch, and this is kind of, I don't know, a nerdy thing, it's just how much I appreciate and enjoy a hand-wind watch. Now guys, this is kind of hard to convey. There's definitely some romance in it, and I think it's something only a watch nerd would appreciate, but I really enjoyed at the end of a long day taking off my watch, you know, getting ready for bed, winding it up, spending that time looking at it, admiring it, and just playing with it a little bit, putting it on the nightstand, going to sleep, and then repeating the process the next day. And again, I know, something only an absolute watch nerd would appreciate, but spending that time with your watch, winding it up, it's very special. And so the fourth and final thing I noticed about this watch on this trip was that simplicity, when executed properly, is kind of amazing. I mean, honestly, take a look at this watch. There's no date function. There's really no complications whatsoever. I mean, sure, it has some kind of old school 24-hour markings on the dial, but absolutely no complications. I mean, you want a watch? Here's a watch. Nothing else, no frills, just tough, and you can rely on it. And guys, just because it's simple doesn't mean it's boring. It's still really fun to look at, and sure, it's not big and bulky. There's no real bells and whistles to it, but it still looks like a tough field watch. And I'm sure I'm gonna get a ton of questions about the strap because over this weekend I posted a picture of this watch on Instagram and immediately I was overwhelmed with questions. Where did you get that NATO strap? Well, I actually picked this watch strap up from my buddies over at Wrist Candy Watch Club. Now guys, I've made an episode complaining about how most NATO straps, they don't have enough extra material for my 7.5-inch wrist, so I end up having to cut them when you're really supposed to be able to tuck them back on itself so that you can use that extra material in case you're wearing, you know, a heavy jacket or whatever. But yeah, Wrist Candy Watch Club found a way to make a durable, properly lengthed NATO strap, and the best part, it's affordable. Guys, I know a lot of these old school military looking NATO straps, they look really cool, but sometimes they cost as much as the watch themselves, and it doesn't make sense to me because NATO straps are supposed to be strong, durable, you're supposed to get them dirty, you're supposed to wear them out and about, so for them to be expensive, it just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, Wrist Candy Watch Club makes them incredibly affordable, and guess what? To make them even more affordable, they've given you guys a coupon code for this channel. Use TimeTeller15 at their website to get 15% off any orders over $20, which means you really only have to pick up a couple watch straps and you're saving some money. So yeah guys, if you couldn't tell, I'm very much into this kind of durable, old school military aesthetic, and this Hamilton Khaki field watch, it just nails it. 38 millimeters, only 9.5 millimeters thick, hand wind, just incredibly tough, really, really fun, just a pleasure to wear. And over these last 4 days, I've fallen in love with this watch all over again. So guys, in conclusion, I'm gonna stand by my words. I've said this a million times. Every watch collector needs some form of Hamilton Khaki field watch in their collection. If you want the automatic, get the automatic. If you want the regular hand wind mechanical, get that one with the date complication. If you want the one without the date complication with the kind of old school military reissue look, then get this one. But you need a Hamilton Khaki field watch. You will not regret it, and you'll want to wear it all the time. But what do I know, guys? This is just my opinion. I'm sure you guys have your own opinions, so please sound off in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation there. I want to hear from you. And again, I hope each and every one of you had a very, very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you each got exactly what you wanted, but if you didn't, you can go ahead and shop around at the Time Teller shop. Click the link in the description below. I've got watches, watch straps, watch accessories like watch toolkits, watch winders. It's all there in the description, so click that link, shop around. Helps the channel out a ton when you do that, so thank you. And if you're new here, if this is your first time joining us here at the Time Teller channel, I want to say thank you so much for stopping by, but go ahead, click that subscribe button. It takes 1 second and it helps me out a ton, and while you're at it, you can go ahead and click that little bell icon so you do not miss an episode of the Time Teller. There's just so much more awesome content on the way, and you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with other watch enthusiasts, other people that you think would enjoy this. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time, I just tell it. All right guys, Happy New Year.
Happy